I drove out to see my father in February of 2021. I just wanted to see him. Life had grown stressful since COVID began, and our already distant family felt even farther apart. His health wasn't the best, so he stayed isolated on the farm. I did make sure to stay in daily contact with him, hoping that might be enough. To him, it wasn't. I followed the same two-lane highway I had taken for years, passing rusted mailboxes and open pastures where cattle stood in the sun. The air was warm in that forgiving Texas way, like winter didn't just try to kill us. I had made the trip so often, I no longer thought about distance, only obligation, and a quiet hope that something between us might feel different when I arrived. The farmhouse sat where it always had, low and weathered. The screen door still made that familiar sound when it opened, then bounced twice when it shut. I could almost hear someone yelling not to slam it, the way they used to when we were kids. He had lived there for years, surrounded by tools he no longer used and rooms filled more with memory than movement. Each visit revealed some new concession to age that neither of us named. When he stepped toward me, I saw how much smaller he had become, but he was still familiar enough to pull me briefly back into childhood. I had always looked up to him, even after he left when I was 8. He used to say he was 5'10", now I stood taller. I hugged him carefully, aware of bone where strength used to be. He returned it with the same brief, restrained pressure. Conversation fell into a familiar rhythm. Questions about work, comments about how long it had been since my last visit, the edge of disappointment beneath ordinary words. I tried to explain the long hours, the 6-hour round trip, but it never really landed. Love was there, I think, but it moved through narrow channels. We sat for a while in the soft afternoon light, talking about nothing. When I stood to leave, it felt like any other goodbye. I assumed there would be more time, another visit, another chance. But there wasn't. What stays with me now is not what we said, but how certain I was that there would be more time. If I could go back, I would hold the hug longer, let the silence linger. Ordinary days carry more weight than we expect. I try to leave on a note of love. God, how I try.